Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at noon.
Breaking news alert, 15 people are now diagnosed with the coronavirus in North Dakota, double from what that number was just earlier this morning. The North Dakota Department of Health says the new 8 cases today are all from Burleigh and Morton counties. They're in the center of your screen right there, and the cities of Bismarck and Mandan are in those counties. Now, this is a map of where all the cases are reported in the state. 6 of the new cases are people who traveled and 2 are community spread. The 15 total cases in the state range in age from a child to someone in their 70s. Meanwhile, in Minnesota, the state is currently reporting 89 cases, and they're now inching closer to the valley. One is now reported in Wadena County, Minnesota. This is the first case reported north of Stearns County since that outbreak started. And in South Dakota, there are a total of 11 cases right now. Most of those are around the Sioux Falls area. An elementary-age student in North Dakota has tested positive for the coronavirus. Parents of students at Fort Lincoln Elementary School in Mandan got letters from school last night saying the school has been informed by state health officials that a student has tested positive for the COVID-19 virus. It also says families of students that were potentially in close contact with the affected student have been notified by the state, and that anyone else with symptoms should contact their doctor. There are no details available from the state health department at this point. Let's get a check now of our forecast. There's some stuff on the sky cam that we're showing right there. Maybe a little snow, some rain, melted mix of both, who knows, but it's feeling like winter out there. For what we can expect, let's head on over to meteorologist Justin Fanfarelli.
And thank you, Jordan, and good afternoon, everybody. Yes, the snow has definitely wind down. We've picked up light to moderate amounts of snow as we made our way through the overnight and through the morning, mainly in our northern and northwestern counties right now. Mostly cloudy skies, the story. Some peaks of sun just north of Jamestown into northwestern Minnesota, but we are having some areas with still some light snow persisting. It looks to be dissipating, but if you're in the Hillsboro, Mayville area and a line up toward Crookston, Thief River Falls, some light snow still around possibly over the next couple of hours, but we are definitely starting to clear out, but colder air is working its way in. Still into the mid-30s into portions of Lakes Country, but only into the lower teens in the Northern Valley and the Devil's Lake Basin. Combine that with a wind flipping around to a northerly direction and turning a little windy, 25 to in some places 35 miles per hour, giving us much colder wind chills as we go through the afternoon. Decreasing clouds, temperatures reaching their highs only into the mid-20s before falling back into the teens with the windy conditions. But we got more sunshine on the way, and after a cool day tomorrow, a nice warm up. We'll have the details coming up a little later on in the newscast.
Look forward to it. Thank you, Justin. You only have a few more hours to get your shopping in at West Acres Mall. The place is shutting down at 6 this evening. The mall will be closed for the rest of the month and could stay closed even longer. New for you at noon, the Red Lake and White Earth Nations both announced their casinos are closing for the next 2 weeks. The casinos in Thief River Falls, Red Lake, and Warroad will close at 4 this afternoon. The casinos in Red Lake and Bagley went dark last night. Police in West Fargo are asking for the community's help in finding 37-year-old Travis Zeck. Officials say Zeck has not had contact with his family since 9 Tuesday morning. He was last seen driving a black 2015 Chevy Tahoe with North Dakota plates 197CZN. If anyone has seen this vehicle, please contact your local law enforcement. As some Minnesota businesses are shutting down during this COVID-19 outbreak, others need more help. Stores are working to keep up with demand as shoppers try to have enough food and essentials to get by in case they must quarantine. It's part of the reason that several local chains are hiring. The need for more staff isn't just because they're busy during the COVID-19 outbreak, but to help out a community of workers suddenly on the unemployment line. The unemployment rate spiked in Minnesota after Governor Tim Walz ordered all bars, restaurants, and entertainment options to close. The state's unemployment application topped 50,000 this week. The number of coronavirus cases in the U.S. continues its sharp climb with more than 9,400 cases confirmed and 150 deaths. Doctors are warning that we could be 45 days or more from seeing its peak. Skylar Henry is at the White House with more on what the Trump administration is doing to try and control the spread of the virus and its impact on the economy.
President Trump says he will make an announcement concerning the FDA and the coronavirus today. The agency has been working on treatments.
The president's been working nonstop, both on therapeutics that could be available in the summer and fall, and vaccines that could be available in the fall of 2020.
Wednesday, President Trump signed a Korean War-era law that compels manufacturing companies to step up production of medical equipment and protective gear for health workers.
I look at it, I view it as in a sense, a wartime president. I mean, that's what we're fighting.
The president is fighting on two fronts: the battle against the virus and the battle to save the economy.
You pay now or you pay later. If we don't contain this virus, the entire economy is going to collapse.
70,000 more people filed unemployment claims last week, and those numbers will rise. GM, Ford, and Chrysler Fiat were the latest companies to shut down operations.
They won't be able to get 40 hours. Then we got subemployment and unemployment they'll be able to file for next week.
Congress is negotiating with the White House for a stimulus package which could top $1 trillion and is likely to include money being sent directly to Americans.
We are moving rapidly because the situation demands it.
COVID-19 has now hit Capitol Hill. Congressman Mario Diaz-Balart from Florida and Ben McAdams from Utah both confirm they've tested positive for the virus. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the White House.
Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says he will keep the Senate in session until it passes a stimulus package to help the economy. Hawaii Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard is suspending her presidential campaign and offering her full support to former Vice President Joe Biden. Gabbard gained a sizable following in New Hampshire, but largely failed to resonate elsewhere. Gabbard publicly feuded with Hillary Clinton during her 2020 run and ended up suing her for defamation. This leaves the race for the Democratic nominee to Joe Biden and Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders. And the final Republican challenger to President Donald Trump has also dropped out. Former Massachusetts Governor William Weld has officially ended his campaign. Weld is the last major Republican challenger to exit the race, a day after President Trump became the party's presumptive nominee. Weld won the delegate in the Republican delegate in the Republican primary. His exit from the campaign follows the departures of former Congressman Joe Walsh and Mark Sanford. In our Consumer Alert this afternoon, Ford and General Motors are exploring whether they can use their shuttered auto factories to help make medical supplies. The automakers announced yesterday they would close their factories through March 30th. The GM CEO said in a statement the company is studying how it can potentially support production of medical equipment like ventilators. GM would not change out equipment but use extra space in some factories to make the ventilators. President Trump has signed the Defense Production Act to ramp up production of medical supplies to fill the shortages. Walmart is trimming hours for the second time in a week beginning today. Stores will be open from 7 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. Those that open later than 7 a.m. will continue their regular starting hours. From March 24th through April 28th, Walmart will host an hour-long shopping event for seniors every Tuesday for people 60 and older. That will start an hour before stores open. And in addition to limits on paper products, stores will also have limits on other in-demand products like milk, eggs, cleaning supplies, hand sanitizer, water, diapers, and baby food. Coming up here at noon, self-isolation is necessary to stop the spread of COVID-19, but it can have negative mental health effects on seniors. We find out how those seniors are getting by in just a bit. But next, Justin Fanfarelli is in with everything we need to know for our wintry Thursday forecast.